Hi and welcome to Robotics on 44. In this video, we are going to be doing PLC cards. We are going to do their types, functions, and give examples of their use. I think that it's more interesting to explain PLC cards by looking at the instruments or equipment that is wired to that card. A PLC card is a module that you slot onto your rack that will be used by the PLC to interface with the equipment that you want to be working with the PLC. This could be instruments or devices like motor drives. So we will start by looking at the I/O cards or modules. I'll use the word card and module interchangeably, but I mean the same thing. I/O cards are input-output cards that are used for conventional I/O. So we will start by looking at the digital input card. So this card reads digital signals from digital input instruments. Examples of these instruments are level switches, pressure switches, temperature switches, limit switches, proximity switches. Basically, these are instruments that send a on or off signal, or 0 and 1 in binary terms. The most common voltage for an on signal is 24 volts and an off signal is 0 volts. So assume that we are using a pressure switch for our example. So the instrument will send a 0 or 24 volt signal to the digital input card, and the card will then pass that signal to the CPU. So if the pressure switch is used in a process, for example, let's say it is used in a tank, the switch can be used to tell the PLC that the pressure has reached its limit inside this particular tank. What's important to note is that the pressure switch will not say how much pressure is in this tank. It just sends a 0 or 24 volt signal to the digital input card, and the program will know that the pressure in this tank has reached a limit. So when the pressure is above a particular set point, then the switch is made. When the switch is made, it then sends a 0 or 24 volt signal to the digital input card, and then this card will then pass that signal to the PLC, and then the program will then be able to determine what to do if the pressure inside this particular tank has reached its high limit. For now, we will not look at the field wiring. I just want to first explain the concept. The digital input card reads on or off signals from field devices and then passes those signals to the CPU so that they can be used in the program.